Mars, a quiet, crimson world far beyond our own, has stirred the imagination of humanity for decades. But behind its silent beauty lies a chilling truth. It's not just a lifeless planet, it's a place where survival is a battle, and the odds are stacked against us. Despite the hostility, Mars is now seen as humanity's future home. But why are we betting so much on a world over 200 million kilometers away? The answer lies not just in curiosity, but in survival. Back on Earth, we are running out of time. Natural resources are being drained, glaciers are melting at alarming rates, and rivers are vanishing. Living near the equator is becoming unbearable, and climate forecasts predict that even if we slow down global warming, much of our fresh water could vanish by the year 2100. But what if our planet faces something worse? A deadly virus, a catastrophic nuclear war, or a planet-killing asteroid? If that day ever comes, Earth might no longer be our safe haven. Just like the dinosaurs vanished, humanity too could be erased, unless we prepare. That's why our eyes have turned to Mars. Over the years, scientists have searched for a second home, and Mars stands out. Not because it's easy, but because it's possible. Surprisingly, this red planet shares some similarities with Earth. A day on Mars, called a sol, is just about 24.6 hours. It experiences seasons, summer, winter, autumn, and spring, though they're longer due to its extended orbit. Traces of ancient rivers, frozen lakes, and polar ice caps suggest Mars once had water flowing on its surface. It even has towering mountains, deep valleys, vast deserts, and volcanoes. The tallest volcano in the entire solar system, Olympus Mons, is right there on Mars. It has gravity, an atmosphere, though thin, and geological features that mirror Earth. But Mars is no paradise. It's an unforgiving world. Yes, there's water, but it's locked away as ice beneath the surface. Extracting it won't be easy. We'll need complex systems to melt and purify it for drinking and farming. Oxygen is another hurdle. Earth's atmosphere has about 20% oxygen. On Mars, only 0.13%. The rest is suffocating carbon dioxide. To tackle this, NASA has been working on a technology called MOXIE. It's designed to convert Mars's CO2 into breathable oxygen by compressing and heating it, a process powered by solar energy. But electricity, warmth, and shelter are all difficult to maintain in such an extreme environment. Mars is freezing cold. Even during the day, temperatures can hover around 6 degrees Celsius and drop much lower at night. Living there would require insulated habitats, thermal suits, and underground bases to protect from the cold, and worse, from radiation. Mars doesn't have a magnetic field like Earth's, so it can't block harmful cosmic rays. Long-term exposure can be deadly. To solve this, scientists are designing radiation-shielded shelters, building concepts for underground living spaces, and even exploring Martian caves as natural protection. And it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving. Humans need food. On Earth, we have soil, sunlight, and rain. On Mars, we'll have to create all of that from scratch. That's where controlled environment agriculture comes in, airtight greenhouses with artificial lighting and climate systems. These systems are already being tested in harsh places like Antarctica and the International Space Station, and they're working. But there's one problem no one has been able to fix yet, a force of nature that doesn't just threaten survival, it shuts it down completely. Martian dust storms. At first glance, Mars looks like a peaceful desert. Silent. Still. But that silence hides a monster. Suddenly, out of the orange horizon, rises a massive wall of dust. These aren't local storms that blow over quickly. They are planet-wide tempests, triggered by the direct transformation of frozen CO2 into gas, a process that sends powerful winds sweeping across the planet, and when they arrive, they don't cover just one region. They smother the whole planet. These global storms happen every few years. When they strike, sunlight disappears for weeks, even months. And that's a massive threat. Because our survival systems, especially solar power, rely on that sunlight. If the energy stops, so does everything else. In 2018, we saw the devastating power of these storms firsthand. NASA's Opportunity rover had been exploring Mars since 2004. Designed for just 90 days, it had lasted over 15 years. But it couldn't survive the storm. The thick dust blocked 96% of the sunlight from reaching its solar panels. Slowly, the rover lost power. NASA tried again and again to revive it, but it was too late. Its final message was haunting. "My battery is low and it's getting dark." Opportunity never responded again. This wasn't just the end of a machine. It was a warning to humanity. All our dreams of building a colony on Mars depend on solving this one issue. Not the temperature, not even radiation, but dust. Fine, stubborn dust that floats in the air for months due to Mars' low gravity and thin atmosphere. Unlike Earth, where storms wash out quickly, on Mars the dust just lingers, choking solar panels and plunging everything into darkness. Even though Martian winds can reach speeds of 160 km/h, they aren't strong enough to knock down buildings like on Earth. But that doesn't matter. The real threat isn't the wind, it's the absence of light. We can't live on Mars without sunlight. And right now, we don't know how to stop these storms. We barely understand what causes them in the first place. The temperature differences caused by the thin atmosphere create unstable conditions. You could be standing on Mars and feel warmth on your feet but freezing air at your head. That extreme variation fuels turbulence. But unlike Earth, there's no moisture to form rain clouds, only dust. And once the dust rises, it stays in the sky like a shroud, suffocating everything underneath. If humanity wants to survive on Mars, we'll have to overcome every obstacle: the cold, the radiation, the lack of air, and water. But until we solve the mystery of these giant storms and their devastating blackout effect, Mars will remain a beautiful but deadly dream, a second home not yet ready to receive us.